Well, let's do this. Day 3 here, semifinal Sunday. The first leg of the New York swing. Stop number 8 of the Bassmaster Elite Series season, the Tackle Warehouse Bassmaster Elite at Lake Champlain. Thank you for joining us this morning on the pre-show brought to you by Great Lakes Finesse. Look at that unofficial top 5. They've been fishing for about 40 minutes from when they left the dock. I think Ed Lochran may just be getting to his general region a couple minutes ago to start his fishing day. That is how our top 5 lines out. A couple guys making some quick work. Kobe Krieger keeping his elite season and career alive. Corey Johnston, hey, I'm still in the race for AOI. That's what he's trying to say to the field. Jacob Fouts, our leader after day 2, Chris Zaldain. So many more. There's the takeoff location, Plattsburgh City Marina, and we got to see them take off just a few minutes ago. If you were checking out social media, you saw all the anglers giving their updates for the morning, how they feel going into cut day, top 50 fishing today, cutting it down to the top 10 for Championship Monday at Lake Champlain. And Such saw some big movers. I think we only had 5 of our 10 stay in the top 10. We had 5 new movers into our top 10.
Our top 2 guys had a lot smaller bags than day 1, even though De Palma stayed in our top 10. Corey Johnston making quick work this morning on 4 fish, is taking the lead. We've had 3 lead changes already this morning.
That is the way Lake Champlain goes. Ounces, ounces, ounces separate you from your nearest competitor. I know a lot of anglers who, even if they were having a tough week, Such, would have loved to slide into 50th and fish today, because at the bare minimum, Lake Champlain is an awesome place to fish.
Yeah, are you surprised that the largemouth have played as much? Well, coming in, we knew that people said they might be a player at some spot, and a lot of people said their plans of get your limit of smallmouth and go hunting for some big largemouth, and it seems to be working.
I truly was more shocked last year when they didn't factor at all. Because the water was high, we expected maybe that to bring some largemouth into play. They didn't factor one bit. And this year, with the Nation event a few weeks ago, with the weights that are coming out of Thai for local tournaments, with the anglers going to Missisquoi and different things, I think a lot of anglers expected largemouth. They didn't know how much they could lean on them, but boy, they have came in clutch, especially for this man, Caleb Summerall. 1 largemouth weighed in. It just happens to be the biggest bass yesterday, but we got to talk to some of our leaders, guys we'll have on camera. Chris Zaldain being our leader, and he fished a community hole like he said it. He fished it to perfection. Everyone gave up. He stayed strong. And this is a little bit of action from earlier this morning. We talked about he's already on the board. Already has 1 fish in the live well, 2 fish in the live well. 1 has registered on Bass Track, and we will see if he can maintain the pace he was on yesterday, Such. Yesterday was a great day, all smallmouth, and then he culled up twice with largemouth in the afternoon.
He's got a 2.5 and a 3.5 already today. I'm not sure which one that is. But, you know, 21 pounds first 2 days. He's got our lead with 42.8. It's a half-pound lead over Ed Lochran.
Half the time in the bottom of the boat.
And that spot produced.
Yeah, a 1.5 pound lead over 10th place. So you have a half-pound lead over 2nd, but only a 1.5 pounds over the top 10. That is how tight everyone is in the 41-pound range, with Zaldain being at 42.8 after 2 days of competition. There's keeper number 2. That's the 3.5 that we just saw pop into Bass Track. Not fishing with a spinning rod for most of his deals. Power fishing. We've seen some glide bait, some swim bait action. We've seen some ball and chain, some other weighted Texas rig approaches as well. And we'll see if he switches it up today. Somebody who joined the fray yesterday in our top 10, Will Davis Jr., 2-time Bass Nation champion, proving he's not just an Alabama hammer. He can catch some smallmouth as well, and I think he's caught all smallmouth these first 2 days.
Almost 21 pounds on day 1, backed up with 20.5 yesterday. 7th place to start today.
He ain't a real.
Let me correct myself. Will Davis has weighed in 1 largemouth over the first 2 days of competition, but primarily focusing on smallmouth. It's getting interesting, Such, on the leaderboard when we think about not just this tournament, but those who are in the mix for Classic line. Yesterday, that moved a bunch. Some guys like Jason Christie and Greg Hackney kept their hopes alive, whether they moved inside the Classic cut or moved up near it.
Yeah, Hackney was 81st on day one. He got up to 40th. So he'd fallen to 54th in AOI points. Now he's back inside at 40th. Koya Fujita had dropped down. But he salvaged a whole bunch of points yesterday. Same with Brandon Polinick. He salvaged a whole lot from having a disastrous first day.
Got about 11 extra points yesterday, which helps.
Bumped him back inside, like in 38th in AOI.
Hey, yesterday we talked about it. Davey Height ribbed me for having 2 anglers on my fantasy team in the 60s. That is no longer the case. All 8 of my Drain the Lake made the cut, Such. So they are fishing today, only 50 on semifinal Sunday. We would normally be wrapping up our tournament today, but that will be prolonged to tomorrow. They'll have 2 days of practice for the St. Lawrence River, and then we'll tackle that beast of a fishery as well, which will make it interesting. If you did not pre-fish the St. Lawrence River, and maybe you're a rookie or maybe a second-year angler, you're gonna have to tackle this big 100-mile river with just 2 days of practice. We saw Corey Johnston on the map because he has jumped up from outside the top 10 into the top 10. His brother, Chris, we will have a camera with him all day long today. All smallmouth in his game plan as well, and he is one of the best in the game at that, and starting today in the top 5.
He has gained 18 points on Justin Hamner for the AOI. He's in 4th. Fouts is ahead of him. They're both 3rd and 4th in the event, respectively. And Hamner did his job with 19 pounds. McKinney did his job with 20 pounds. McKinney is now 17 back of Hamner. Fouts is only 20 back. Chris Johnston is 21 back.
So to break it down,
tight.
The top 5 in Angler of the Year, all in our field today. They all advanced, and Cody Huff's the lowest. He's 28th place. Justin Hamner 22nd. Trey McKinney 15th. And then you have the 2 guys you mentioned, Fouts and Johnston, starting the day in 3rd and 4th.
I'll watch that all day. If Hamner were to fall down, these guys could gain. If, Cody Huff's 28, he could jump up a little bit more. Fouts and Chris Johnston, they may have, done the best they can. They may be able to move up 2 or 3 more points.
Absolutely. It will be a race down to probably the final day of the St. Lawrence River, and I would not want to have this man in the battle against you on the final day of the St. Lawrence River. He has been, I know we'll talk about this next week, but I got to throw it out now. 20 Elite Series days on the water on the St. Lawrence River for Chris Johnston. Such, he has been in the top 10 all 20 days. He has been in the top 3 15 of those 20 days. So not only excellence, but better than anyone else in the world on that body of water.
Yeah, he and Corey dominate up there for sure, certain.
Saw this man yesterday, had him jumping in the boat. If you missed it yesterday, had a great day of fishing, but one of his big ones jumped in the boat. This is a little bit earlier today. He started as the Bubble Boy, 10th place, got the last camera. Looking to make the most of it. Move up today, stay in that top 10. He was feeling under the weather. Robert G's first time fishing Champlain, has declared it one of, if not his favorite fishery, but it gets a little bumpy out there, Such.
Yeah, he said that. And a lot of our elites, I think maybe a 5th or 6th of the field say Champlain is their favorite place to fish.
The best tournament bass fishing lake in the country. There's our unofficial leaderboard after 53 minutes of fishing today. Corey Johnston in the lead, off to a quick start. Will Davis Jr., Chris Johnston, Chris Zaldain. Multiple Chris's in play. Like I'm hearing in my ear, Such, if you blink, the leaderboard will change, so you better be writing down who has taken the lead, Such, or you'll miss them.
I got that.
Action all day today. We're going to have a special, just like yesterday, 5 hours straight on FS1. You can watch your favorite fishermen in the world fish on the Bassmaster Elite Series. And you can watch them on Fox Sports 1 from 8 a.m. Eastern Time to 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Check out live mix on Bassmaster.com as well.